Here is a statement that should genuinely disturb you. You do not know why you believe what you believe about yourself. Not really. You think your identity was formed by careful introspection and honest self-assessment over years of clear-eyed reflection. But the neuroscience and the psychology both say the complete opposite. You did not decide who you are and then act accordingly. You decided who you are only after you saw what you did. The arrow runs the other way. This is not a metaphor. It is one of the most replicated, most rigorously tested findings in the entire history of social psychology, and it has a name that does not sound nearly as dangerous as it actually is. Cognitive dissonance. In 1957, psychologist Leon Festinger at Stanford University published a theory that would reshape how we understand human identity, decision-making, and the very concept of the self. The theory was elegantly simple and absolutely devastating. When your actions and your beliefs conflict, your brain experiences an intensely uncomfortable psychological tension. Festinger described it as a grinding noise between two gears that are supposed to turn smoothly together. It is literally painful, and your brain will do almost anything to make that pain stop. This is the critical discovery. Your brain almost never resolves the tension by changing your behavior. It changes your beliefs instead. It rewrites what you think is true to match what you already did. Festinger demonstrated this in what became one of the most famous experiments in psychology. He had participants perform an incredibly boring task for a full hour, turning wooden pegs on a board, 1/4 turn at a time, over and over and over. Mind-numbing repetition. By the end, every participant was visibly drained and openly admitted the task was excruciatingly dull. Then Festinger made an unusual request. Tell the next person that the task was genuinely interesting and enjoyable. Some participants were paid $20 for this lie, a significant amount in 1957. Others were paid just $1, barely enough to buy lunch. Then came the brilliant part. Festinger asked everyone how they really felt about the task. The $20 group gave the honest answer. It was boring. No internal conflict. They knew exactly why they lied. $20 was a perfectly good reason. No dissonance to resolve. But the $1 group reported something completely different. They genuinely started to believe the task was interesting, not pretending, not saving face. Their brain, unable to justify lying to a stranger for $1, what kind of person does that? Resolve the dissonance by rewriting reality itself. Your brain is not a scientist collecting evidence to form a conclusion. Your brain is a defense lawyer, hired after the crime, constructing a case to justify what you already did. And the client is your sense of self. Let me show you what I mean in real life. You spend months avoiding the gym. You tell yourself you are too busy, too tired. The timing is not right. But underneath, there is a quiet voice saying you are being lazy. That voice creates dissonance. Your brain cannot tolerate it, so it resolves it by telling you a story. I am just not a gym person. Exercise is overrated anyway. I have other priorities. Your identity shifted backward to justify behavior that happened first. This runs in every corner of your life. You stay in a relationship that is clearly not working, and your brain invents reasons why it is actually fine, actually better than most, actually what you want. You buy something expensive you do not need, and your brain immediately starts listing all the ways it was a smart purchase. You skip a career move you know you should make, and your brain constructs a narrative about why staying put is the wise decision. The sequence is always the same. Action first, belief second. But your conscious experience tells you the opposite. You feel like you decided based on your beliefs. That feeling is the defense lawyer's closing argument. Your identity was not built forward from careful reflection. It was built backward from the accumulation of actions you took, often for reasons that had nothing to do with identity at all. You are not the author of your self-concept. You are the journalist, arriving after the fact, writing the story that explains what already happened. But if this is true, and the evidence says it is, then it is also the most powerful tool you have ever been given. Because if belief follows action, you do not need to believe you are a certain kind of person before you act like one. You just need to act. The belief will follow automatically. Your brain will do the rest. This is how cognitive dissonance becomes not a trap but a lever. And here is how to use it. Number 1. Stop waiting to feel ready. The belief that you are the kind of person who exercises, who writes every day, who saves money, who speaks up confidently, that belief does not come first. It never has. It never will. Do the thing. Your brain will catch up and convince you that you were always that person. The action writes the identity, not the other way around. Number 2, use commitment devices. Your brain has a deep aversion to inconsistency between what you publicly declare and what you privately do. Exploit that wiring. Tell someone you are going to do something specific by a specific date. Put money on the line. Make a promise that would be genuinely embarrassing to break. The dissonance of not following through will become so uncomfortable that your brain will force your behavior to align with your commitment just to silence the alarm. Number 3, audit your stories. This is the most important one. Look at something in your life that you are unhappy with right now. A pattern, a stuck place, a belief about yourself that limits you. Ask yourself honestly, did I decide who I am to justify what I do? Did I stop going to the gym and then decide I am not a gym person? Did I avoid speaking up and then decide I am just shy? Separate the action from the narrative. The story was written after the fact by a defense lawyer who only cares about winning the case, not finding the truth. Here is what I want you to sit with. Everything you believe about yourself right now, every trait, every limitation, every identity label you wear, was decided after your actions, not before. Your identity is a story written backwards. But here is the liberating truth. Stories can be rewritten. You do not need to figure out who you are before you start. You do not need to believe you are a certain kind of person before you act like one. You just need to start. The research is settled. The mechanism is wired into every human brain on the planet. Your beliefs do not create your actions. Your actions create your beliefs. You have been the defense lawyer long enough. It is time to become the author, and the only question that matters now is what action you take next.